everyone, it's Allie. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited to take part in the 25 Days of Christmas card series with Courtney. This is going to be a series she's doing with a bunch of YouTubers, and I could not be happier that I was able to take part in it. I am in Courtney's Facebook group called Handmade Happiness, and it is such a fun group. I feel like it's a safe place to go to ask questions and find help and share your projects. It sure made starting a YouTube channel a little less daunting for me. She is a very inspiring person, always willing to help, teaching others, and going for her dreams. So I love watching her channel. And again, thank you, Courtney, for doing things like this and being selfless and helping us who need it and creating such a fun community. So on the screen there was the card that I'm going to make, and I'm going to start with a piece of Bristol Smooth watercolor paper. I pulled out my Avery Elle retro ornament stamp set, my Ganzai Tombi watercolor set. I have the 36 colors, and then I have a watercolor brush that is a size 12. I did have it on the screen real quick. I forgot the brand of it, but you can see that there. It really doesn't matter. I'm not a watercolor artist. I did get some of my brushes and things that I use from my mom. She actually was a watercolor artist. She doesn't do too much today. She has had some health issues that makes it difficult to do that, but I was lucky enough to get some of her supplies, so I do use those. So first, I am going to take my paper. I did end up taping that down. It started to curl up on me. I wasn't going to, but I did. So I did not write down the colors. I'm just kind of grabbing as I go and kind of just looking at my chart and going with the colors I feel look the best. So for this, when I think of retro Christmas, I think of all the pretty sort of like rainbow colors. So what I was kind of going for is I pictured a tree on the left side and then all the pretty colors on the right, sort of like an abstract background, like maybe you were looking through a window and you couldn't really make out details of anything, but you can kind of see the outline of a tree and then kind of see all the colors coming from the lights and ornaments. So that is what I was going for. I also did flick on some of the white, which is number 10, and some of it's like a shimmery white, which is number 95 there on the bottom if you have that set. I just wanted some light shimmer and some little white specks on the project, which I can see you couldn't really see that well once it dried in the video, but they are there. And then I used Simon Says Stamp Fine White Detail Embossing Powder. I did that twice just because I wanted it a little bit thicker. I wanted really good lines there. I was going to use my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers to color those, and I just wanted a really good well. So I wouldn't get outside of the lines. So then from the stamp set, I took the two branches and I just kind of positioned those all over where I thought looked best. I didn't want my ornaments hanging out in space, so I wanted to give them some grounding. When I used the Altenew ink, I used the colors Fresh Leaf and Hunter Green. I put both colors on each leaf. And then I spritzed it with water. I still wanted it to maintain that loose watercolor look. And I think they came out really cute. So now here, because one of the branches was really short and one was longer, but the longest one was still not kind of long enough for what I needed it to, so I kind of flipped it around. So you will see it's backwards there, so now it kind of looks like the branch is just hanging out. But I do kind of fix that. I'm going to put the little branch over it, but then, or I use the big one, sorry. But then later on, I kind of draw in some more branches with my zig markers, just to kind of get rid of that one heavy line that looks like it doesn't connect to anything. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I just get fixated on one thing on my card and I can see it and it just drives me crazy until I fix it. So, all right, so next I picked out the sentiment I wanted to use and I stamped that with the hunter green ink. And then I moved on to color my ornaments. So when you are underpainting, you are just using the colors underneath as a base, and then you're going to color on top of them. So the only thing I think that you have to be really cognizant of is getting muddy colors. So you just need to make sure that you are putting colors on top of what is already there that is going to mix well. So I picked out a few zig color markers that I thought would enhance what was already there. And I did know that these ornaments, I wanted the middles to be yellow. So I kind of tried to position them in an area where I did have some yellow there, just so I can enhance the colors. And I absolutely love how this came out. I haven't used my zigs in a while, but I tell you, I don't use them and then I will play with them and then I just want to use them all the time again. So I pulled out my Arteza water brush there. Now, I did not have water in the barrel. I wanted more control of this, and sometimes I feel like if I have water in there, even though with the Arteza you kind of have to push it to squeeze out the water, I feel like once it gets flowing, you don't really have a lot of control of that, and I didn't want a ton of water coming out. So I had a little bowl of water off to the side, and I would just dip my water brush right into that when I wanted a little extra water. And that way I felt like I can control it a little bit better. So I just went ahead and went through with the colors that I thought worked best. I kind of stuck to pretty much what colors were underneath, except for that bottom one. I wanted to do like a darker purple there, which worked well with what colors were underneath it. It wasn't anything that was going to turn out brown, so it seemed to work well. And I have to tell you, I did not use watercolor paper on this. I did use the Bristol Smooth, and it takes a lot of water, and it didn't pill. Once I put that tape on there, it stayed flat. And I mean, I did a lot to this paper as far as embossing and a lot of water. And that paper holds up great. So now I'm just going to embellish my little ornaments there with the little ribbon that came in the kit. And I am pretty much done with my card. I adhered it to a white card base. I pulled out my Love from Lizzie little sticker strips there, and I just thought it needed a little something extra, just something a little glittery, just because it's Christmas and you need more glitter to give the card a little bit more bling there. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I was really excited about this card because I had the picture of it in my head and it really came out to be about the same. So it's nice when that happens. And I love those ornaments. I like antique ornaments, and those are some of my favorites that I still have packed away in my stash. So it was really fun to work with that stamp set. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. At the end of this, I am going to have another still shot of my card, and then I, of course, had to add a little bit more shine to my ornaments. So thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful day. Bye.